All right, guys, welcome to the operation room. I'm Olivia.
Wait, I didn't know we were starting.
Hey,
all right.
what's your name?
No, I have to breathe again. Ready?
Did Robbie take his Lexapro today? I don't
Okay.
think he did. Welcome to the operation room. I'm Olivia.
Hi, I'm Robbie, and this is the Operation Room, where we break down all the tea. We operate on the tea.
So, hi, Robbie.
What episode is this?
Okay, this is
What
episode number 2.
episode is this?
Oh, I'm so excited. We're already on episode number 2. We got a lot of good feedback from our first episode.
Thank you guys for watching our first episode. It was really kind of sweet of you.
I know. We're so excited. We're nervous to do this. It's hard to do a podcast because I feel like I'm putting my life on the line, and you never know what's like who can come for you for things. But you know, I all I know is that I'm having a really fun time doing this. So.
And that's all that matters because in 2024 we don't care about what other people think.
We don't care because we could die tomorrow.
For episode 2.
I want you guys to know the real me.
So for episode 2.
We're excited. We're so excited. Okay, Robin, go ahead.
So today on our second episode, we thought we'd tell you guys a little bit more about ourselves and kind of how we met. We talked last episode that, you know, we were best friends and we stopped talking for 3 years, which is kind of crazy. If you didn't see the first episode, check it out because we tell you why we didn't talk for 3 years.
We have a TikTok page, the Operation Room, and we also have an Instagram page now.
So our handles are Operation Room Pod on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
So check us out.
Olivia and I met on a cruise ship in 2018.
I think so. We both met on Harmony of the Seas, and that is a Royal Caribbean cruise ship where we were both cast in Greece. I was in the ensemble, and Robbie played what character? Don't remember.
On Harmony of the Seas,
I don't remember.
I played Sunny.
Sunny.
And I
Greece.
covered Danny Zuko and Kaniki.
And we were Ratchets of the Seas. Robbie quickly made up that name for us.
Did I make that name up?
You literally made that name up. Robbie came into that contract being like, "You're gonna be my friend. You're gonna be my friend." And we were Ratchets of the Seas because we were fucking shit up on that fucking cruise ship. We were wild. We were drunk. We were partying, hooking. I hooked up with probably like. Over the 9 months on the ship, I hooked up with probably like 15 boys and girls, like the whole 9 months, which is like not that much, but like
Hey,
it
Cole,
was a lot.
Can we get a fact check on that?
What, the fact check on the
how many guys?
How many guys? It was like 15, which is that a lot? Who cares?
No, who cares?
Yeah. So I'll get into all that stuff too. So that's basically how we met. Robbie and I clicked right away.
But we quickly learned that doing a cruise ship contract as a performer is really toxic, and it's only as good as the people that you perform in the contract with.
Right, which is why I'm so lucky that we met at that time, because without Robbie, I would have been so lost. Robbie helped me. We were like crying in cabins. I was crying to you
all the time,
like about like so many boys and just things and drama, and Robbie was always there for me, and I was always there for you. So thank God we did that ship together.
Really,
that was great.
Yeah, so we have a question from our producer, Cole, and his question is, what is the income on a cruise ship? So the income on a cruise ship is actually fucked up, and it's different because I got paid significantly more than you did.
Yeah,
as a
I got
dancer.
paid like $800 a week.
And I think I got paid around like $1,800 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I got paid like $1,000, but then without taxes, it was like $800. What story do we want to get into on the ship?
I don't know.
Let's talk about poppers.
Oh, Poppergate! Oh my God!
So there's a wild story that happened when we were on the cruise ship.
You weren't there.
I wasn't
for this,
there because
right?
my grandma was dying at the time, so I had to leave the cruise ship and go home and see her. So while I was gone, this went down on the cruise ship.
If you don't know, on a cruise ship you can't have drugs. There's no drugs allowed on the cruise ship. There's only drinking.
Not even weed or anything.
For some reason, everybody on the cruise ship does poppers as like a party dancing drug or like whatever. You know, poppers makes you dance, like whatever. Half of our cast.
And it makes your butthole loose.
That's what it's meant for.
That's what it's meant for, yeah. For some reason, we were like obsessed with them when we were on the cruise ship because they were like fun. They get you a little high. It's like a 10-second high, and like it was like the only thing that besides alcohol that was fun for us to do.
But yeah, because you can literally get fired and you know, not be on
and
the ship.
get left on an island, get left in Mexico, and then the ship leaves without you. Like they're not afraid of firing people.
Cruise ship life is not for the weak.
No.
Cruise ship life is not for the weak.
No,
Like, you
no.
have to be very mentally strong
Yeah,
to
if
make
you're not
it through
mentally
a cruise
strong,
ship
don't go on a
contract.
cruise ship contract. For all you performers out there that are auditioning.
The Popper Gate of 2018. Half of the cast almost got fired. Cast for Harmony of the Seas, 2018, the cast of Grease, half of us almost got fired, and we call it the Popper Gate. We're all out at Crew Bar. If you don't know what Crew Bar is on a cruise ship, it's a tiny little bar in the front of the ship that everybody goes to. The cocktails are $4.
That's where all the crew goes. Everybody that works on the cruise ship. And
Yeah.
there's like how many workers are on the cruise ship? Like
on
5,
our ship, it
000?
was like 2,500.
Okay, 2,500 workers on the cruise ship, and then all the like the guests were
Or like 5,500.
yeah, they're 5,500, but they can't come to the crew bar.
All in Crew Bar, and we had a wild, crazy night. Nothing really was different from this day than any other day. We had the best night, but it was like one of those wild nights where you kind of like don't remember what happened, and you wake up the next morning. So all I remember was waking up at I got woken up on my crew cabin. And do you remember
How did you get woken up?
Do you remember the phones that were right near our beds, and you could like call? Okay,
because we didn't have Wi-Fi. Like you had to pay like $1 million for Wi-Fi. So we had these like random cabin phones where like our boss, like Dan's Captain Tom, would be like calling our cabin and being like, hey, we're rehearsal in like 30 minutes. Get here now. They could call you at any moment onto the stage. No equity rules. You're not part of a union. Like.
Yeah,
that
they
phone,
could do whatever
when
the
that
fuck they
phone
want.
rang, it was scary. And I'm pretty sure the captain and all the people that were running the ship like could hear your conversations when talking on that phone.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So you got woken up. Go
So
back.
my phone is ringing at like 5:55 a.m. in the morning.
Oh,
and I wake up, and that phone never rings unless you're calling like one of your
work,
friends,
yeah.
or one of your friends is calling you from their cabin. That's the only
Exactly.
time that it rings.
It's not really ringing at 5:50 a.m.
5:50 a.m.
that's
after
wild.
a night out.
Okay.
So I was
I
like,
hope I know
so
this
I look at the caller ID because there's a caller ID, and it says like security or something.
Oh my gosh.
At 5:45, and I'm like sweating. I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck did I do? What happened last night? I was like, this is weird. Then I was like, maybe it's a cabin like check or something. I didn't know what it was. So I answer. I'm like, hello. They're like, hi, is this Robbie Serrano? I was like, yes. And they were like, we need you to come down to ship security immediately. And I was like, okay, I'll be right there. So I hang the phone up, and I remember I was just like fucking sweating. 5:45 in the morning. We had 2 shows that day. I was anxious as fuck, and so I put on slippers, and I'm walking down the I-95, the good old I-95, toward security, and I'm like, what the fuck could I have done? Like, I don't remember doing anything. I wasn't fighting with Johnny at the time. Like, nothing crazy happened.
Yeah.
So I go into this office, and they're like, all right, come on in. There's a huge TV this size, 75-inch TV, and it's behind. And then there's a desk, and then there's this old Russian guy inside. He's bald, like chubby old Russian guy, and he's like one of the head of security, and he's in there.
I had a thing with.
No, he was kind of hot.
Because I had a thing with like one of the security, or like was he security? He was like co-captain, like one of those guys. I would be flirting with him, and he would give me anything I wanted.
No. It wasn't him. It was like this old
someone
Russian
else.
guy that I had never seen, and he goes, take a seat, and I'm like, oh my god, this is it. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did, but I did something fucked up. So I sit down. He goes, I want to let you know that anything that you say in here can and will be used against you, as if it's like a fucking courtroom. I'm just like, oh shit.
Okay, perfect. So I'm not gonna say shit.
So right. So he opens up the cabin. He opens up the desk drawer, and he takes out a bottle of poppers, and he puts it on the desk, and he goes, boom. He's like, do you know what this substance is? And I'm sat there sweating, like physical drips coming down my face. And I look at it, and I'm like, no, I don't.
Amazing.
I'm like, no, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And he was like, are you aware that there's use of this illegal substance on this vessel? And I look at it, and I'm like, no, sir. Like, I've never seen this before. And he was like, you're not aware that people are using this on this ship. And I was like, honestly, no,
I
sir.
would have literally been like, yeah, we have poppers. What do you mean?
I just didn't know what to say.
That's how dumb I am sometimes.
I already said no, and I was like, I have to stick with the no. Like, no,
Yeah, good
it
for
wasn't
you.
me. It wasn't me.
Robbie, you did the right thing. Good job.
No, I didn't, because listen to what happens.
God,
So
I showed you.
I was like, he goes, I'm going to give you one more chance to tell the truth. And I was like, I don't
Prison.
I was like, I don't remember I don't know what that is, and I'm not aware, sir. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So he like, you know how old fat guys like stand up out of their chair, and he's like, he like gets up and he grabs the remote to the TV.
Oh my.
And he turns the TV on, and it's a security camera, huge 75-inch TV, and it's like frozen on me. It's literally frozen on me,
on
and
your face and everything.
And he presses play. It's in black and white, but it's like the camera quality was so good. And he presses play, and I have 2 bottles of poppers in my hands, and I think somebody else. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know who it was, but it was 2 girls, and I was holding the poppers both in one hand, and I'm shaking my ass, and everybody's behind me going like, "Go, go, go, go!" And they're like sniffing the poppers.
Oh,
Johnny's like whipping his head around, and I'm sat there like
that's not me. Did you say that?
No, I was like,
you're like, that's not me.
I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. I don't remember that. I'm so sorry.
Word.
Like,
and what did he say?
And he was just like, here's some paperwork, fill it out outside. As I'm walking out, is walking in crying, and I just hear her.
Was she doing it too?
I hear her go in there, and she's just like, yes, we did it. It was us. Like,
oh my gosh, I'm dead. So basically, everybody was doing poppers, and they got busted. And then what happened? And then no one got fired.
No
right?
one got fired.
Fired.
No one got fired because they did research and they realized it's not an illegal substance and it's not illegal in the States and they can't do anything about it. It's over the counter. Like, you can literally get it you can literally get poppers, and everybody, all the gays know poppers, but if you're straight, you can literally get poppers
at like
a bodega or a smoke shop or anything. It's been around for years, like whatever. So they couldn't do anything, but we half the cast and then we had to go do 2 shows. And maybe like 8 or 9 of us got meetings.
Wow.
And we all almost got fired.
Almost got fired. Well, I almost got fired a million times.
What was the meetings?
That were the meetings. Like,
yeah, everybody.
That
had, like,
was the meeting.
meetings.
Yeah. But also, what was it called when you get a meeting on the ship where it's like it's with the captain?
Yeah.
What is that? That was called something. There's like a special name for it, and it's like if you got that meeting with the captain.
You were like, everybody was like,
you knew that he was telling you to get off the ship the next day.
Did anyone like actually get fired on the ship while you were working?
Yeah. After he went back. For just being drunk or something.
Wait, but didn't somebody else get fired?
I almost got fired a couple times, and then I made friends with all the security, like head up captains, and I would be like flirting with them and being like, come over, and by the way, all these we can't interact with guests, but I interacted with guests a lot of the time. I never had sex with any of the guests, but we would have like parties, and all these fucking like head up captain dudes, like they all had wives back at home in Russia and like where else, and then they had girlfriends on the ships. Like one of my favorite stories of me and Robbie is when I was talking to this fucking guy from Venezuela. And I was like really obsessed with him. I find out that he was talking to another blonde girl on the ship. And
her name was Nastia.
She
was an ice skater.
Like a really talented ice skater. And she was also like, where was she from? Like Russia. Like, so anyway, so this girl named Nastia, I found out that the guy that I was talking to and the guy that I was like having sex with, I found out that Frankie was also seeing another girl, and we were in the bar. And I remember I was like, I grabbed like another straight boy, like, and I was just like flirting with him and like on him and sitting on his lap so I can make Frankie jealous because he was across the bar. And Robbie was like, what he did was so fucked up. Robbie literally stood up from his chair, went over to Frankie and was like, what you did was so fucked up to my friend. You were fucking seeing someone else while you were telling her that you were only seeing her. And Robbie like called this guy out for me, and I was like, oh my gosh. And now looking back, I'm like, wow, that was such a fucking amazing friend. Like, thank you so much for doing that for me.
That was
because that doesn't happen really, and I'm just happy we called him out. And he still hits me up, hey Frankie, if you're listening. I don't mind saying his name because he's in another fucking country, and he's still hitting me up on my stories. So ladies, watch out for this man. I don't know if I could say his last name, but anyway, he was really sexy, but he was just fucked up, you know.
I'm gonna start calling you the call out queen.
The cabaret call out queen. The cabaret.
Oh my god.
So then I did this song from Kinky Boots called The History of Wrong Guys. And at the end
you should do a little version of how you did it.
And at the end of the song, it goes like, it's like, her name is Nastia. Yeah, I remember. Okay, give me your phone. Can I read it?
Yeah, bring the phone over.
This is how the song went.
This is how she did it.
Makes you insecure, makes you so unsure, is so immature, loves his mother more, or has a girlfriend named Nastia. Charlie, honestly, I've been hurt like this before.
You did.
That's literally what I did. And